It's week 2 and you already feel lost in your intro programming course. Every time you walk in the room, you feel like an imposter. Maybe you just received your first midterm grade back and the results aren't so great. Maybe you're doing okay and you're actually teaching yourself how to program, but you're just tired of looking for the next YouTube video. Hey everyone, my name is Dr. Dan Grissom, and I am so excited to bring to you my online course, Hello World with Dr. Dan. I've been teaching intro programming courses in Java and C++ at the university level for 6 years now to hundreds of students. And I can't wait to bring to you not only everything I've learned about Java, but to do it in the most effective way. So let's take a look inside the course and see what's waiting for you.
All right, well, hey everyone, you are looking at the actual course you will have access to when you enroll in Hello World with Dr. Dan. Now, at a high level, this course contains over 60 plus hours of video lectures, over 375 instructional slides, and over 3,500 lines of source code. This course, it's really insane how much content is in here. This is over an entire year of what most people would probably teach at the freshman introductory programming level, so a CS 101 and 102 type of course. It's also going to be really helpful for AP computer science courses that are taught specifically in Java, or really just anyone that's looking to build a solid foundation and wanting to learn the right way to program from scratch as a first language, or even anyone just wanting to learn Java as a second or third or fourth language. So let's take a look around. We'll poke around at the course and see what we have access to. So you'll see right off the bat, you can kind of look at the over on the left, and you'll notice that the course is actually broken into 8 modules with a few other options at the top. So you'll notice at the very top access to all of the GitHub source code. So you can see the 3,500 lines of code. Completed code is there for you to just take a peek. I also have templates where you can program along with me from scratch. So if you go and look at these templates, you'll see a lot of them are more or less shells of programs with a few comments, so that way you can kind of get started with me and have the comments there and just really be practicing writing the code from scratch. One of the most difficult things of any programming language when you're getting up and running is setting up the environment, and I do not skip this step. What you'll see is if you actually come in, you will find that you can you'll find environmental setup videos for both Mac and Windows. So I go through and essentially I started with a brand new computer. I made sure there was absolutely nothing installed in it or on it, and installed Java from scratch. I installed the integrated development environments from scratch, installed C++ from scratch. So really trying to get the most vanilla experience and really pointing out all the pitfalls that you could run into when you are actually installing this software from scratch. Once you have the development environment installed, it really just we walk very methodically through the Java programming language, and not really teaching you Java as much as I'm teaching you how to program it. I'm teaching you computer science, just happen to be doing it in Java. So what you'll see is we'll start off with basics, and that's going to cover topics like printing to the console, primitive data type, strings, parsing, Boolean logic, conditional logic, basic math, loops, and then we'll end with some more practice in loops and basic statistics. From there, we'll jump into functions and storage. And you'll see some of the topics that we'll cover there is functions passed by value and static functions. We'll go into single dimension arrays and eventually into 2-dimensional arrays. We'll eventually get into functions, array lists, and then we'll end up with some more practice doing some card shuffling examples. From there, module 3, object-oriented programming. We'll start off with a basic object-oriented programming, and we'll do a Star Wars example where we'll actually create a Star Wars universe. And in the midst of that, we'll learn how to create classes, all the essential parts of classes like instance variables, constructors, getters, setters, overriding methods, creating classes quickly in Eclipse, kind of give you some of those tips and tricks for how to do it the right way, slow way, but then also how to use Eclipse tools to help speed things up. We will embed classes within a class. Once you're done with the basic object-oriented programming, we'll jump into advanced object-oriented programming. Topics such as inheritance, abstract methods and classes, interfaces, polymorphism, and more. From there, we'll jump into Module 4, which is really all about exceptions, file input and output. We'll do file input and output using plain text as well as serialized text. From there, memory organization, Lambda expression, and basic data structures. We will dive somewhat deeply into data structures like linked lists, sets, and maps. And the main objective of this is not to build them, but to get a really good working understanding of how to use them and when to use each of these data structures and really give you a practical working knowledge of those data structures. From there, we'll jump into what is probably my favorite module, Module 6, Threads, GUIs, and APIs. In this module, you're actually going to build a GUI, which allows you to connect to the Yelp API to search for different places based on what you're hungry for. It'll bring up reviews and ratings and things like that. So really, really cool application. We'll actually go through threads and APIs and JSON and all of that. Finally, we'll end with a little bit of recursion, and then we will make a transition into C++. We'll talk about the similarities and differences between Java and C++. We'll jump into pointers as well as the functions and headers passed by value versus passed by reference in C++. And then we'll finally end with a little bit of understanding of basic classes and how that differs in Java versus C++, header files and source files and destructors and whatnot. All right, so that is Hello World with Dr. Dan, a little bit of the preview. In each one of these lessons, you will see multiple videos broken apart into smaller sections and high quality videos. You'll see that you can watch each of these in high definition. You can speed them up if you want at a speed that works for you from 1x all the way up to 2x.
Advanced feature of Java.
All right, so thanks for watching, and I do hope to see you inside at Hello World with Dr. Dan. See you soon, guys.